Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Sammy Stories. Am I the asshole for thinking my husband's K-pop obsession is cringe? Oh god. I, 26 female, have been married to my husband, 27 male, for 4 years and we've been together for 9 years. My husband is on the spectrum and I am not. I know that he is a massive Star Wars and Halo fan, and it didn't bother me at all. Even though I'm not a fan, I respected it. He talked about Star Wars every day and I watched everything Star Wars related for him. But for a week or two, he has had a new obsession. I was away for a couple of weeks with our son, 2 years old, to my mom's house so he can have some time for himself. Since our son may also be on the spectrum and he doesn't communicate, it's been quite stressful for my husband. Sometimes I go to my mom with our son to avoid more stress and problems. I called my husband every day asking how he is and what he has done that day. The last week of our stay, he told me that he's been listening to Blackpink. I didn't mind it and I told him that's okay. It's not my kind of music, but if it's his, so be it. So he comes picking us up and that evening he's been blasting Blackpink songs on his mini speaker while doing the dishes. It has been this way for 2 weeks now. I thought he only listened to their songs, but after a few days he started playing their mobile game. I did my best to support him, telling him it's okay. I told him that I didn't mind him being a fan as long as he doesn't reach out to them because that is just too cringe for me. A day after playing the game, he joined the Discord for Blackpink fans and he is on it non-stop. I also found out that he did in fact reach out to one of the members. I confronted him, telling him that I want to support him, but he is changing a lot in a small time for me. I want to keep thinking it's okay for him to be a fan, as long as he keeps putting his son first. This weekend he was mostly glued to his phone, saying cringe lines like "uwu" and Korean words while his son is trying to get his attention. He also told me he wants a fan shirt of them. I have major social anxiety, so I told him, please no, anything but a t-shirt. I feel lost, like I'm a bad wife for telling him that the t-shirt makes me cringe. I had an honest conversation with him, trying to tell him that his sudden obsession is making me feel a bit lost and alone since I don't know who my husband is anymore. He tells me to stop talking about it because it makes him feel sad that I find it cringe. Am I the asshole for telling him my honest feelings? Well, I think that OP definitely is not an asshole here. I think a relationship should be about honesty and making sure that you are both on the same level. I do, however, think it's a little bit early to say if this is but a phase or if it's an actual obsession that lasts a long time. I think that if it is and he has actually changed for the worse, I mean, people grow apart, I guess. Am I the asshole for making my brother pay me back after he took stickers off my car? For context, my brother, 18 male, and I, 20 female, both drive cars that are technically the property of our parents. As do all my other siblings, my dad really likes buying cheap cars and fixing them for us. Recently, the AC in my brother's car went out, and as I was not actively using my car since I was out of state for the summer, I offered up mine so he wouldn't have to drive to work in the sweltering summer heat. He lived with my parents, so I didn't think anything of him borrowing it, since I had it parked at their house anyway and it's technically their car. Unfortunately, yesterday morning my brother ran off the road while driving my car and damaged some of its interior workings to the point that it cannot run and will be out for a few weeks. This just so happened to also be the first day I returned to the state and would begin using it again. A little annoying that I won't have a car for a week or two, but I got over that part pretty quickly. What really bothered me is that today, while inspecting the damage with my father, I noticed that most of my car stickers had been peeled off. My family have never been fans of my stickers to begin with, as they were sometimes a little strange or embarrassing. For example, I had one that said "Daddy on board," which did not impress them like it had me, and had asked me several times over the years to take them off. However, they cause absolutely no damage to the car and it really doesn't affect them at all, so I kept them on. Regardless, there were many that had significant sentimental value to me, and honestly were kind of expensive. So not only did they remove things I truly loved and cherished, they basically destroyed more than $60 worth of stickers that I really don't have the money to try and replace. When I expressed my upset with the blatant disregard for my feelings, I was met with no sympathy and basically was told that he did me a favor. I want my brother to pay me back for the value of the stickers, but my parents are telling me I'm being dramatic. Am I the asshole? Yeah, I think so. To be honest, it's just a bunch of stickers. Plus, your family didn't really give you the car, it was still theirs, so you had no right putting the stickers on there anyway. Am I the asshole for getting a tattoo when my husband isn't on board? My husband and I don't get into many disagreements, but when we do, it's about money. We keep our finances separate. He has his bank account and I have mine. We split house costs mainly 50-50. He makes about 10k more than me, so he does pay a bit more. But he is so tight with money. I have a tattoo that I've been wanting to get for a long time, but I've either been pregnant or not financially able to spend frivolously. It will be 400 per 2 sittings. I will have to take off work, paid, and arrange for care for my baby. I'm paying for this myself. I work full-time from home while also watching our 9-year-old. Yes, it's a frivolous expense, but am I in the wrong for wanting to get something for myself to make myself feel good? I'm not the type to get my hair or nails done. The only frivolous thing I really spend money on is clothing recently because my body has changed since having a baby and nothing fits. When I asked for his opinion last night, he finally came out with saying that he's not on board because there are other things we need to be spending our money on. He is concerned because our bathroom needs remodeling and he wants new countertops, and he thinks those items keep getting pushed back for other things. We afford all the basics just fine. We're not well off, but we're not struggling to keep food on the table by any means. Am I wrong for thinking that there will always be a better reason to spend money and that it will never be an ideal time to put money into something cosmetic like a tattoo? So he will never be on board anyway. Am I selfish? We lost our first baby halfway through the pregnancy, and I got pregnant again months after. I feel like I've been pregnant for 2 years and I've put everything on hold. I feel like I don't even recognize my own body anymore. This tattoo means a lot to me. So, am I the asshole? This is OP's first edit. Adding some quick info. He is covered in expensive tattoos that he did trades and motorcycle work for. This was pre-marriage and baby. He now has no interest in getting any more tattoos. The tattoo itself would be on most of my upper arm, so 5x8 maybe. I already have tattoos on my forearms and back, 400 per sitting. First lines, then color. It'll be at the end of September and the color sometime in October. Sorry, the money situation sounds confusing. I misspoke. We do not split bills 50-50 because he makes 10k more than I do. We have it where I contribute the proportionate amount to what we make in bills. I also provide all childcare while I'm working full-time. I don't feel one of us provides more than the other when it all boils down. This has been agreed upon when we started dating. He would get one check and I would get the next check. We have kept our finances separate and live in the same way now. He picks something up, and then I do, and so on. OP then posted this last update. We have sat down and talked, and decided to open a third account for home expenses that we will both contribute to per paycheck. He still has his opinion, but wants me to be able to get something really nice for myself. He likes the idea of the tattoo and is a fan of the artist's work, so it's not the tattoo itself. On the aspect of childcare, I made sure to talk to him about I was basically working 2 jobs. He agreed, and this was the point that he kind of softened on the tattoo idea. Yeah, he is very frugal and I always run my large purchases by him out of respect. When it comes to clothes and personal things, I don't ask for permission. He does sometimes wonder the cost because that's just his nature, but he doesn't keep me from buying anything I need. Well, it sounds like OP got something really nice for herself and I think she should be able to do something like that. I also think that it was a very good idea to open a new account to put in money for expenses like renovations, etc. Am I the asshole for not wanting my fiance's grandma to make my wedding dress? This is a throwaway account because I have real life information on my main. I'm a long-time lurker and this is my first post. I wouldn't be writing this if the opinions of the people in my life weren't so split, but here it goes. I, 29 female, am getting married to my fiance Tim, 30 male, next year. I've only just begun shopping for a potential dress, but this is where the problem arises. Tim's grandmother, Mary, is in declining health. Based on what I know about her prognosis, it's terminal. She'll most likely live another year or 2 before she passes, so she might not be able to attend Tim and I's wedding. Mary was a seamstress when she was younger, and apparently it's become a family tradition to let her hand make the wedding dress for the women in Tim's family. Recently, Tim's mother came to me and asked me when I would be available to meet with Mary to discuss my dress. I was sort of surprised because no one asked me if I wanted to uphold this tradition. They just assumed that I would. But I was nice about it and met up with Mary to talk about the dress. I figured it couldn't hurt. When I met with Mary, she showed me pictures of the dresses she had made in the past and asked me which one I'd like. The problem is that none of the dresses that she made in the past were my style. They were very old-fashioned, frilly, and just overall not for me. I had brought some pictures of dress styles I liked, but when I showed them to Mary, she scoffed and said that she doesn't know how to make those styles and that her dresses were much better than the modern trash that I had showed her. I didn't want to argue with her, so I just made up an excuse and left. I later contacted Tim's mother and said that I appreciated the offer, but I wanted to purchase my own wedding dress. That's when stuff hit the fan. Tim's mother showed up at our house and started screaming that I was being extremely disrespectful for refusing such a generous gift. She said that it was Mary's dying wish that she be able to make a wedding dress for all the women in the family, and I'm basically spitting on her future grave by refusing it. It's true that she made the dresses for Tim's mother, aunt, sister, and female cousins, but I don't see why I should sacrifice feeling beautiful on my wedding day for the sake of completing the set, so to speak. Tim intervened and told his mom to leave. But since then, all his relatives have been constantly spamming my phone, telling me I'm selfish for putting my own feelings over the happiness of a dying woman. Tim has stood by me and said he'll tell his relatives to F off if I want. But some of my own relatives have said that I should just suck it up and wear the dress Mary makes, because it's not that big a deal, and it'll make Mary be able to die with no regrets. So, am I the asshole? I don't think OP is an asshole at all. I think she just wants to have the wedding that she wanted, and perfectly in the way she wanted it. But I also understand where Mary and the others come from. To berate her like this is not nice, but perhaps there's a different solution. Like, for example, what the top comment is suggesting. Not the asshole, but OP, I'm going to go with an off-the-wall suggestion as a compromise. Ask Granny to instead make a white christening gown for your future kids, whether you want any or not, and then the family can pass those down once she's gone. Babies are all pretty much the same size anyway. Now I think this commenter had the perfect compromise. I think OP can now have the wedding she wants, but Grandma can make something that can be passed down from generation to generation. Really nice. What do you guys think? Be sure to let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!